Can you believe it? Just when you think you've seen it all in the NFL, a team makes a bold game-changing move, only to have the whispers start immediately about another one, even more audacious. Are the San Francisco 49ers truly considering sending away their rising star, Brandon Aiyuk, for another Pro Bowl receiver? Potentially trading youth for experience while juggling a tight salary cap? Or is this just another wild fantasy spun in the offseason rumor mill? Welcome back to the Gridiron, where the offseason isn't just about roster building. It's about the relentless, often bewildering dance of speculation and strategy. The San Francisco 49ers, a franchise known for its aggressive, innovative approach, kicked off this offseason with a move that sent shockwaves across the league. Trading veteran wide receiver Deebo Samuel to the Washington Commanders. It was a bold declaration, a clear pivot towards a younger, more cost-controlled receiving core, designed to ease the burden on their meticulously managed salary cap. General Manager John Lynch stood firm, unfazed by the murmurs, committed to adapting this vital offensive group. But that very commitment, that dedication to financial flexibility and future-proofing, has ignited a fiery debate about the team's intentions with their new top target, Brandon Aiyuk. The Niners haven't been shy about their new strategy, leading to a palpable interest in potentially moving Aiyuk as well. However, Grant Cohn, a well-known Niners insider, has taken this speculation not just a step further, but a leap off the deep end. He's actively encouraging the team to go back to the well with the Commanders. His radical proposal? Send Aiyuk to Washington and bring back Terry McLaurin in return. McLaurin is older than Aiyuk, Cohn stated, laying out his audacious case. But he's also faster than Aiyuk and may have a better relationship with the quarterback. I imagine McLaurin would love to play for the 49ers if they extended him. And I imagine Aiyuk would love to play with Daniels and Deebo Samuel in Washington. A significant portion of this hypothetical projection hinges on Aiyuk's reported close friendship with Commanders quarterback Jayden Daniels. The idea is a fascinating narrative, a reunion of friends on a new team. But let's pump the brakes for a moment. A straight-up, one-for-one swap for these two players? That's easier said than done, and honestly, it's likely a non-starter. From the Commanders' perspective, trading Terry McLaurin right now would feel like an egregious misstep, a self-inflicted wound for a team that's finally showing signs of life. Yes, McLaurin's contract disputes have made headlines, leading to his absence from mandatory minicamp. These situations always spark trade rumors. But let's be clear, McLaurin consistently racks up 1,000-yard seasons and is arguably coming off his best campaign to date. He's not just a pass catcher. He's the emotional leader of that receiving core, a beacon of consistency through years of quarterback carousel chaos. Trading him now, just as you're ushering in a new era with a promising young quarterback in Jayden Daniels, would be counterproductive. You need established, reliable targets for a rookie signal caller, players who can consistently get open and make plays. McLaurin is that guy for Washington, sacrificing a potential top 10 wide receiver for a player who, while talented, is coming off a major ACL injury, referring to Jayden Daniels in case of misinterpretation, or more accurately, the risk of Aiyuk himself being injured if he were to sustain one, or the current injury status of Lonzo Ball mentioned in the previous report, which could be misconstrued as being linked to a new player in this report, is an extremely high-risk proposition for any team, let alone one trying to build around a new QB. Now, let's swing back to the Niners. In a vacuum, adding a player of McLaurin's caliber would be fantastic. He's a Pro Bowl talent, a proven commodity. But any trade that brings McLaurin to San Francisco would immediately introduce a new, significant problem: his contract extension. The Niners have already committed a substantial amount of money to several key players this offseason, and McLaurin would be yet another massive financial commitment. McLaurin would almost certainly command a salary well north of $30 million per year, surpassing Aiyuk's current earnings. This trade would essentially put the 49ers back in the exact same financial predicament they just tried to escape by trading Samuel, only now with a longer-term commitment to an older receiver. The entire rationale behind moving Samuel was to free up cap space and embrace youth. Bringing in McLaurin would negate that effort, placing a new, potentially larger, burden on their salary cap. It's far more probable that Washington will ultimately find common ground with McLaurin at the negotiating table and hammer out a new deal. He's too valuable to their future, too integral to Daniels' development, to simply let him walk or trade him away in a move that doesn't significantly benefit their long-term vision. So, while the idea of Brandon Aiyuk reuniting with Jayden Daniels and Deebo Samuel in Washington and Terry McLaurin joining the vaunted 49ers offense certainly sparks the imagination, it feels more like a captivating storyline than a plausible reality. The financial implications for the Niners, coupled with Washington's clear need for McLaurin's veteran presence and production, make this trade a very long shot. The NFL offseason is a playground for what-if scenarios, but some are more grounded in reality than others. This particular proposal, while intriguing, seems to stretch the boundaries of strategic practicality. It's a reminder that even the most compelling narratives often clash with the cold, hard realities of salary caps, team-building philosophies, and player valuations. What do you think of this bold trade proposal? Is there a universe where this swap makes sense for both teams, or is it pure fantasy? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the wildest offseason rumors, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more exclusive analyses that cut through the noise. Have you ever found yourself caught in a strategic game where every move feels like a calculated gamble, balancing short-term gain against long-term stability? What if the very foundation of your championship aspirations is being reshaped not by grand blockbuster moves, but by a series of subtle, yet potentially seismic shifts that leave you questioning the true direction of your team? Welcome back to the gridiron, where the offseason continues to deliver storylines worthy of a Hollywood script. The San Francisco 49ers, a franchise synonymous with offensive innovation and relentless pursuit of excellence, are once again at the center of a swirling vortex of trade rumors. But this isn't just about a potential player swap. It's about a fascinating strategic pivot, a bold reevaluation of their wide receiver core that has left many fans scratching their heads and pundits clamoring for answers. Early this offseason, the Niners signaled a significant shift. Their decision to trade former WR1 Deebo Samuel to the Washington Commanders was a clear indication. They're moving towards a younger, more cost-effective receiving group. General Manager John Lynch, never one to shy away from a bold move, remained steadfast in his commitment to adapting this pivotal unit while simultaneously alleviating pressure on the team's salary cap. This decisive action, however, immediately raised a critical question. What about Brandon Aiyuk? San Francisco hasn't been shy about their new philosophy, and the speculation around Aiyuk has intensified. Is he the next star receiver on the chopping block? Now, here's where the plot thickens. Grant Cohn, a well-known Niners insider, recently took the conversation a step further, provocatively suggesting that San Francisco should re-engage with the Commanders. The proposal? A direct swap. Send Aiyuk to Washington and bring Terry McLaurin back to the Bay. Cohn's reasoning, while certainly audacious, is built on some intriguing points. He argues, McLaurin is older than Aiyuk, but he's also faster than Aiyuk and may have a better relationship with the quarterback. I imagine McLaurin would love to play for the 49ers if they extended him. And I imagine Aiyuk would love to play with Jayden Daniels and Deebo Samuel in Washington. A significant part of this projection hinges on Brandon Aiyuk's close relationship with Commanders quarterback Jayden Daniels, a known friend. The emotional pull of reuniting with a familiar face and a former teammate in Deebo Samuel could certainly be appealing for Aiyuk. However, let's inject a dose of reality into this captivating hypothetical. A direct, one-for-one trade for these two immensely talented players. While a fascinating concept, faces significant hurdles. For the Washington Commanders, trading Terry McLaurin right now would seem like a glaring misstep for a team that's clearly on the rise. McLaurin, affectionately known as Scary Terry by fans, has consistently delivered 1,000-yard seasons, and he's arguably coming off his most impactful campaign yet. He's a proven leader, a consistent performer despite a revolving door of quarterbacks, and a vital cornerstone of their offense, especially now with rookie sensation Jayden Daniels at the helm. While McLaurin's recent contract disputes have led to his absence from mandatory minicamp, moving him would be a baffling decision for a franchise finally building momentum. Sacrificing a possible top 10 receiver for a player like Aiyuk, who is currently recovering from a serious ACL injury, according to recent reports surrounding his trade rumors, would be an incredibly high-risk proposition for Washington. On the other side, for the San Francisco 49ers, McLaurin in a vacuum would be a fantastic addition. His speed, his route running, his ability to consistently win contested catches, all highly desirable traits. But any trade for McLaurin would inevitably lead to another critical issue, his contract extension. The Niners have already committed significant capital to numerous players this offseason, and adding another high-priced receiver into the mix would directly contradict their stated goal of salary cap relief. McLaurin would likely command a salary well north of $30 million per year, surpassing Aiyuk's current earnings. Essentially, such a trade would put the 49ers in the exact same financial predicament, but with a longer commitment to an older receiver. This goes against the very philosophy that led to the Deebo Samuel trade in the first place. It's far more probable that Washington will ultimately find common ground with McLaurin at the negotiating table and hammer out a new deal. His value to a developing team, particularly with a young quarterback like Daniels, is simply too high to justify moving him, especially for a player coming off a significant injury. This proposed trade, while exciting for its potential drama and intriguing what-ifs, seems to exist more in the realm of passionate fan theory than realistic NFL strategy. The Niners' desire to get younger and manage their cap space, coupled with the Commanders' clear intent to build around their promising youth movement and retain their star talent, makes this particular swap highly unlikely. Ultimately, the NFL is a business driven by calculated decisions. While the idea of a star receiver moving for another might capture our imagination, the underlying financials, player health, and team-building philosophies often dictate a far more measured approach. The 49ers are indeed reshaping their receiving core, but it seems their path will likely involve internal development and potentially smaller, more targeted acquisitions, rather than a blockbuster swap that creates more questions than answers. So, what do you think about this intriguing, albeit unlikely trade proposal? Do the Niners truly need to make another big move at wide receiver, or should they trust their current roster and focus on internal growth? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the strategic chess match of the NFL offseason, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more exclusive in-depth reports.